Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about the 3-2-2-3 box formation and how to press the opposition. So I've set up the Blues here in just a box standard 4-3-3, and the Reds obviously being in our box formation. Now, I think the main thing I want to talk about first and foremost is just the kind of basics of pressing. What is pressing? So pressing is when your team is out of possession and you're trying to close down passing lanes and put the opposition under pressure, trying to win that ball back through either tackling, them making mistakes, cutting a passing lane, and pressuring and tackling while they're receiving the ball. So first and foremost, let's say the centre back here is in occupation of the ball. Now, the first thing you want to do here is identify the man closest to him who can press him directly. But how I like to do it is I don't just say to my attacker, press him straight on. How I want them to press is in a manner which can cut a passing lane. So instead of him pressing him straight on like this, instead I would look for my attacker to kind of press at a curved run. So that way he's kind of blocking the passing option here. And if he's coming around from here, psychologically as the defender, if you have a player coming around one side, you're going to want to shield the ball and protect it from that player. So you'd open your body up to pass it down this way. Now, if the attacker's coming in here on a curved run, more than likely he's going to look in this sort of direction. So they might send their fullback out wide, look for the centre mid to tuck here. Now, while this is occurring, straight away you should look for your winger to hit the fullback, and you should look for your cam to hit in here. Now, what happens here is, because they've become so close to the men that they're pressuring, and he's then pressuring here, it's going to then put this centre back in a predicament where if he knows that if he plays the ball close here, there's options for us to then press and attack them and potentially win that ball back in a very dangerous area, so high up the field, close to their goal. It's going to force him to try and play that longer ball. Now, given this formation, once this occurs, instantly you would want to look for your right centre-back to press up and close this man here as the gap is being left here. He needs to close down the winger and become this winger's best friend. At the same time, your other cam looks to kind of block out this area here, just control the middle. He doesn't need to man mark, he kind of just needs to zonal mark this area here. Because what will happen is, if he zonal marks, if a ball gets played here, you have the option for your two CDMs to press up, and then you have your left centre back and your centre back again looking to press up. So you've instantly now built a position where you've outnumbered this player here 3-1, and even if he gets a ball here, you can then look to have this player come down, because then if they even want to create a passing option here, straight away now if the ball goes from here to here and they manage to play the ball out to here, it's a simple turnover of, if this player's come down here, he'd be the first to kind of attack at this angle here. The striker presses up here. Then you can have even this cam rotate in here, this CDM here, and then he looks to press up here. Now, even from here, if now the ball's with him here, so let's take the ball away from him, and he drops off and he manages to play it back here. From here, you would want to then allow for him to press again. He's in occupation of the ball. Maybe him to press in and around like this. He looks to press up here. He looks to then press as well. He looks to cut in here. And then he looks to cut in here as well. So you can see how the team builds together while taking out opponents and taking out passing lanes. And then eventually you'll put yourself in a position where then you can press 2-on-1. So remember how we started with just by pressing one attacker, covered the lane, ball comes here, another attacker pressed by himself, we cut the lane, we put them in a position where we've managed to look, we have the surrounding 3 players here, and we have 2 extra players looking to make the tackle and win possession for us. So that's how this formation, especially overloading the midfield, you have more players to tap into in a more attacking, in a more deeper line defensive cover by the opposition. You can press them up, you have more players to kind of expend, more players to use, and eventually you can put them into these scenarios where they will become outnumbered, and the man in possession will have to then face 2 attackers. So it's a problem for any sort of defense. It's ideal for the attacking team, but you need to communicate. If both of you are going in, you don't want to both overcommit, and he's now got past both of you, because now that's 2 out of the game. And now they're in a position where they've got 10 on 8 in this position. Then you've got a free man here who won't be marked, and then they'll go through. So communicate as a team. If you're pressing, just look to push him. Just push him further. And the minute you can push him, then he starts looking to pinch him in. So now they're pushing him into a position here. If he drops in, he should follow. If he drops in really deep, I would still commit this player to follow, and then I would look to have the back line kind of shift over. This person won't need to worry about him. He can then go reinforce the back line, and we still have a back line of 3. He will be offside here, so he might push in. He'll come down here. He might come across. So now look, we still have our reinforced back 3, and we still have an area here that is fully covered by us, which is, great for our team. So that's kind of the principles of pressing. And once you have that sort of understanding and communication with your teammates, and if you can have your team that are verbal with one another and maybe dictating sort of, okay, you press him, I'm pressing him, you get him over there. Now, okay, now you come with me, let's get him. That's how you're going to play. That's how you're going to build it. And even in this scenario here, look, he doesn't even have an option to switch the play. He doesn't have an option to just kind of dink the ball, because even if you thought that, okay, he might be able to outpace him, dink the ball, well, he's here to cover that. You want to play it through here? Okay, brilliant. Play it through there. He can drop off here. He can come narrow here. We've got a 3-on-3 here with this person here. And it's going to be very difficult for them to get out. And if they even do get out, manage to play it here, well, we've got these players here, and then he's going to tuck down as well. Once these guys all start pressing, he can look to then drop back as well. So it's just, kind of manipulating the area that you have, making it small, making it compact for the defense, and making them make errors for you to expose. So guys, that's pressing. Shorter video, but it's not a lot to cover. It's very basic understandings, and it's very heavy on team understanding your players, and identifying who needs to do what in that certain position. So re-follow the video, look how each player moved, how it was set up, how we went from just pressing once, remember, not directly at the player, in and around to cut a passing lane. I would always like you to run in and around the passing lane where there's more players. So see how when he had the ball here, he had 2 options here, but he would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say 5 options there. So running in and around that way, just psychologically to make him shield it from you, has now put him in a position where there's less players and less opportunities for them to move the ball up. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, and see you in the next one. Take care.